What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Glenn back in the building with another episode of the Shop Podcast, coming to you guys live here on Saturday. Another Saturday, feeling good today. We're running a little light today. We're running a skeleton crew today. As you guys can see, it is me and it is Fuzzy right now. I may have a person or two filing in here a little bit later. I don't know, but if I don't, you guys know what we do. We rock out with the crew we have. Once again, if it's your first time here on the show or at the show, please drop a like below as well on YouTube, as well as please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. I'm trying to get to 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year, guys, so help me out. Hit the subscribe button, man. But we're going to go ahead and dive in. I got a lot to talk about today. But before we do that, if it's your first time here, I always let everybody kind of let everybody know where they're going to be at. So, Fuzzy, shout out yourself. Let everybody know where you're going to be at, bro.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Fuzzy Belvedere here. Back for another podcast and ready to talk some games. You know, you guys can always find me on Twitter, Xbox Live, or PSN as Fuzzy_Belvedere or just Fuzzy Belvedere on Xbox Live. Been playing a lot of Forza. Haven't been playing as much Red Dead, but
sleeping on Forza.
Yeah, I've actually passed out just trying to stream, but yeah, for the most part, I plan on getting back to Red Dead after I get that last castle. Trying to get 100% on Forza, and then I can move on to the next game. But yeah, just enjoying both games.
Sure, same here, man. So let's go ahead and dive in, man. We got a lot to talk about today, man. I feel good. Got a lot of news, a lot of information this week. So let's just go ahead and dive right the fuck in. I'm not gonna waste no more time. Once again, drop a like below. Holler at us in the comment section, guys, as well. The chat is live, so let us know what you guys want to see. If you have any questions, please leave them there. I'll make sure I get to them all before the end of the show. All right. So first question, and I did a video about this last week. Essentially, we're talking about Red Dead versus Smash. Now, not in the traditional sense. Like, I know they're two different games. Please don't flame me right now in the chat. But I'm talking about as far as sales. Red Dead, obviously, as we told you guys, when Red Dead dropped, everything stopped. That's the only thing. It sold amazing. I mean, it broke an entertainment record, $725 million in its first opening weekend, which is the largest entertainment opening in history, essentially, for a weekend. So I want to know what's your opinion. Do you think Smash Bros. Has the ability, Fuzzy, to outsell Red Dead, even though it may be for like a week or two? I don't think it's going to outsell it for like the entire month. But do you think it's going to be December? Because I know Smash Bros. Drops early December or mid-December. Do you think Smash Bros. Has a realistic chance of beating Red Dead next month?
I'm going to say no, only because while there are a lot of Nintendo Switches out there and everything, and a lot of Nintendo fans and a lot of fans in general of that series, I just don't think it's going to hit like the 750 mil mark in like an opening weekend. I mean, for the month of December, it probably stands a good chance of giving it a run for its money, or giving Red Dead a run for its money. But I don't think it's going to do as big just from a mass appeal standpoint. You got Red Dead on both PlayStation and Xbox. That's where a majority of your gamers are going to be. Although there's going to be quite a few of them that also have a Switch that's going to pick this up. But I think it's going to be a nice, large sales weekend for them, or a large sales month for them. But I don't think it's going to top Red Dead. I think it's going to take something like Anthem, possibly, if things go well, starting next year. I think that's when Red Dead will probably start to fall off a bit for other games to kind of take over.
Yeah. Okay. So you think that it was it's a part chance that it actually will take over. Okay, cool. So I honestly did a video about this. I don't know if you watched it, man. But I honestly think that there is a realistic shot that it will. Once again, I think the biggest hurdle obviously is going to be the widespread appeal of Red Dead. I mean, that's not a game that comes out very often. Red Dead is every 5, 6, 7 year thing.
Yeah.
Smash Bros is every maybe 2 years or so, something along those lines. Maybe every 3. You get a couple Smash Bros a generation usually. Usually like 2 Smash Bros a generation, then they move on to the next generation. So I think there's a great chance. I mean, I don't know. Did you get a chance to watch the direct event? Maybe you didn't watch it. I'm not sure, but
no, I didn't get to watch the direct event. But I've been hearing all of the characters that they've been adding to the game and stuff like that. So it's definitely going to have a lot of people picking it up. But man, Red Dead, just for right now, I think the only thing until I guess Cyberpunk comes out, I think about the only thing that will really topple these types of numbers is going to be something like a Grand Theft Auto 6 or Cyberpunk itself. But it's Smash Brothers is going to definitely be probably one of the largest selling games for the Switch. I think it's going to beat out Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, but not Red Dead.
You think it's going to outsell Mario Odyssey?
It stands a chance only because I think a lot of people were waiting for a Mario game for a while, and that was like the perfect opportunity for that. But Smash Brothers is kind of like that same appeal where if the person didn't already buy the Switch, they will probably wind up picking the Switch up as well as that game. So it'll be like one of those 1-2 under the Christmas tree type of package deals that somebody might pick up or try to gift to a friend or family member or something like that.
Good point. Good point. So, like I told you guys earlier, we will have some people filing in. So, shout out to the boy Nick Tendo. He just jumped in here. What's up, Nick? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Doing my chilling, brother. And you jumped in right at a perfect time, man. You jumped in right at a perfect time. Now, I saw you in the chat, Nick. You made a great point about Smash being only one platform versus Red Dead, being on multiple platforms. Honestly, that's probably the biggest reason why it won't. But I honestly think that it's going to be probably one of the biggest games on any platform this entire year. So would you agree with that, Nick?
I agree that it would be one of the biggest games, of the entire year. Like I said, though, it's only one platform. I think if it does do anything, it might do half of what Red Dead did in the first weekend. Like maybe,
which is crazy.
Yeah, which is still crazy. Yeah. My buddy he went as far as to say that he thinks they'll sell, dang near 4 million copies in one weekend, and I said, bro, I don't know if that's possible. But
I mean, they're 10 million. What? How many Switches now? 10, 12 million at this point?
I mean, at this it's 22.8.
Oh shit! Holy moly! Okay, I'm way off.
So 22.8 Switches so far. Yeah, I mean, it is possible that in one weekend. I don't know about one weekend, but I just know that Red Dead. There's no way Smash is gonna catch Red Dead. As much as I'm a fan and I want it to, there's no way.
Yeah. So I honestly think that Smash is going to move a lot of consoles, though. Because have you heard anything about maybe like Smash Limited Edition console, a Switch version?
Well, yeah. I mean, we all know that Nintendo is banking on Smash to move consoles because they've already said that their goal for sales for at least this fiscal year is 20 million, and so far they've only hit 5. So that means they got 15 million to go in the fiscal year. They're really banking on Smash and Pokemon Let's Go to like bolster their sales. That's why they're coming out with their Smash bundle, Pokemon Let's Go bundle, the Diablo bundle. They're really pushing these Fortnite bundles because they are trying to hit that number, and so their marketing is on point with the way it's going. And the Smash bundle, I could see that moving console sales because in the Smash bundle, it comes with the Pro controller.
Oh, nice.
So that's one that might push a lot of people just to buy that one specifically. You get the game, Pro controller, and the sweet looking Smash Joy-Cons and the sweet looking Smash, dock. I think that could push a lot of sales as well. But yeah, man, I don't know about the game pushing Red Dead though. Red Dead is one of those games, dude. It's a once in a generation kind of game. Yeah,
and I honestly truly believe that it's after seeing the continued I since Red Dead has come out, my timeline's been nothing but Red Dead. So very few games have that ability to take over, the entire Twitter timeline for the time that they're out. I mean, Red Dead is such a massive game. And like I told you guys in my video, Rockstar does not make video games anymore. They make movies at this point. They don't make video games. So they're not in a video game making business anymore. They've stepped out of that business a long time ago.
Yeah.
They're literally the only studio that makes a game when they want, how they want, take as long as they want. It doesn't matter.
And it kills every time.
It kills every time. Every single time.
Yeah, your Twitter timeline, you said it's nothing but Red Dead. Normally my timeline is nothing but anime or Nintendo stuff and maybe some Xbox stuff here, but this was the only time where it was nothing but Red Dead for at least 2 days. I just heard nothing but Red Dead. now that we got the Smash announcement and that Smash Direct just happened, now I'm seeing a little bit more Smash memes and people talking about all the details there. But before it was just Red Dead. Everybody was talking Red Dead, seeing Red Dead screenshots, Red Dead posting clips of them playing Red Dead. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nice for sure. So yeah, that was our opening topic. Everybody wanted to kind of get that one out of the way because I did do a video on that, but wanted to make sure everybody here on the panel had a chance to kind of go over that info. So let's go ahead and move on, man, to the next topic. We got a lot of shit to talk about today. Now this is a touchy subject, okay? Now Nick, Fuzzy, we're gonna have to tread carefully on this one, all right? We don't want the trolls to come out. We don't want the fanboys to come out. Everybody. Tuck your panties in, okay? Put your pajamas away. Put your fanboy outfit, okay, in the closet. Hang it up. It's all right. So I'm talking about EXO, okay? Now I know this is. I'm talking about EXO being potentially. Well, a lot of people. Now I don't say a lot of people, but I have been hearing or seeing the back and forth on Twitter about EXO being overhyped potentially. So I'm seeing a lot of people kind of coming out of the woodwork. You get the negative Nancy saying, "Hey, everybody, calm down. It's just a glorified inside Xbox. Calm down." No big deal. It's just a glorified. I want you guys' opinion on what do you guys feel about it. You guys think the event, based on the information we have right now, okay, the event that we know, do you guys feel like Xbox XO, the event, is being overhyped? So I'm gonna start with you, Nick, on this one. Do you think that it's being overhyped, or how do you feel about
that? I think the reason why people are saying it's being overhyped is because how long has it been since they've had an XO? You know what I mean? How long has it been since they've had one? Yeah. And Xbox fans and Microsoft fans haven't had an event like this in a long time. We've seen plenty of PSXs. We've seen plenty of Nintendo Treehouse events, plenty of Nintendo Directs. Just now, people that are fans of Xbox and Microsoft are just now starting to get your inside Xboxes, and you're starting to get these events that these other two platforms have had for a while now. And so, I mean, is it being overhyped? Maybe, but at the same time, these people haven't had an event like this in forever. And Phil Spencer went ahead and in the announcement in the Inside Xbox for Forza, he kind of was out here hitting, look, it's the first one we've had. There's going to be some things announced there that you're not going to want to miss. I mean, those are things that he has said. He hinted, last time we had XO,
the rare acquisition. Yeah.
So he's sort of foreshadowing something that's coming, and everybody's paying attention, and everybody's getting hyped for it. So is it being overhyped? I mean, yeah, maybe, but for good reason. It's been so long. It's not like you guys have one every year. You know what I mean? So it's just like, let Xbox fans have their fun at this point.
Cool. What about you, Fuzz, man? I mean, what do you think? Now, I know you've seen the pander back and forth between, some people saying, "Hey, let us just chill, let us get our time in the sun." Essentially, I know for me, before you go ahead and start, for me, I'm looking at the same exact way Nick is. I mean, first of all, let's just start with the fact that we haven't had an event this entire generation outside of E3, outside of Gamescom. So on that single fact alone, that is just enough to get me excited about, hey, there's a whole nother Xbox specific event. We've been asking for this in this entire generation. Hey, do something separate from, Gamescom. Do something separate from E3, just for us Xbox fans. That way we have something we can call our own. So that's the biggest reason for me that I'm excited. And let's be honest, Phil doesn't go on Inside Xbox for nothing. He doesn't make that announcement for nothing. What other event outside of E3 has he personally announced? Say, hey, we're going to, so there's no other. If Phil's involved, he took time to get on that show, a special Inside Xbox, and make those statements. He's not doing that for nothing. On top of the fact, look at the size of the event. It's a huge event.
Yeah,
it's not. If it was supposed to be just an Inside Xbox, we wouldn't be getting everything we're getting. If it was just supposed to be a glorified Inside Xbox, they just put the shit on Mixer and call it a day. It wouldn't be 2 hours long. They wouldn't have all these announcements. They wouldn't have
a big fan event for it and everything.
There wouldn't be any of that if it was just Inside Xbox. Or here's some DLC and some updates for the preview program. It's not like, come on, let's be honest, guys. So, Fuzzy, go ahead now. What do you think, man? What do you think about the event?
I definitely had to temper my expectations. It's not going to be an E3.
Obviously, yes. Yeah. E3 is a Super Bowl. We know that. E3 is a Super Bowl of the video game. So,
but it's definitely going to be bigger than an Inside Xbox. I'm pretty much expecting with the Rare announcement or the mention about the Rare acquisition. I'm expecting at least one studio or some sort of mention of some sort of studio acquisition. Hopefully it's Obsidian, maybe not. I mean, even if it isn't, if it's something smaller like Sumo Digital, I'm fine. Just he made that mention for a specific reason, and I'm assuming there's some sort of acquisition. Now, as far as games that are going to be shown, considering how close it is to February now and whatnot with Crackdown, I expect to see something on Crackdown, at least some sort of mention, so that will be.
I hope it's playable. That would be nice at the event if they had it playable.
And if it's the multiplayer that's playable there and displayed, I'm set for next year for when that comes out in February. I guess the only other big thing I'm expecting is some of their marketing deals to at least make some sort of an appearance. So I expect to see a little bit more of Battlefield 5, although that's had like a rough start here.
Yeah, bit of a rough start.
I'm hoping that they'll make some better, showing at the XO event. I'm also expecting to see maybe a little bit more of Anthem, because that's kind of gone dark for a little bit. And delay it any further.
That's a great point, actually.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not gonna lie when it comes. I think Cyberpunk ruined it for me, because a game that's 2 years away, for them to come out and show 45 minutes worth of a game, I want every game to do that now. Like I'm dead ass serious, and I know every studio is not capable of it, but I'm spoiled now. Like these games, like Anthem, why aren't you guys showing us an hour worth of gameplay? Or Crackdown, why don't we have an hour long worth of gameplay? So I don't know. Go ahead and finish your point.
No, but I'm hoping that there's going to be some of their marketing deals. I'm crossing my fingers that they got the marketing deal for the Division 2, just like they did last time. Maybe we get 30 days early access to content. Hoping that they show a little bit more gameplay of that. And there was a couple of things that I think Phil said he had held back from E3 from before, and they didn't really show at Gamescom. Although one thing they did make mention of, which was the Hunt Showdown.
Oh yeah, that game.
So I would like to see how that plays on a console. I've already seen gameplay on PC for about a year now. So to see if it comes out of the gate playing somewhat smooth in comparison to like PUBG, that would be nice to see.
What do you think? What do you think about maybe Ashen and Below being like dropped that day, like being like, because they're supposed to, the Ashen dev did come out and say that game's going to come out before the end of this year. It's coming out in 2018. So what do you think about an announcement saying, hey, Ashen live today, like, buy it today during the XO event?
My gut's telling me something along those lines is going to happen, because Game Pass also said that they'll have more announcements there as well.
Oh, okay.
So if that one's coming to Game Pass, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like, hey, and while I'm on,
but it's not a. Oh no, never. It doesn't have to be. Never mind. I'm sorry. It doesn't have to be first.
It's not first party, but it was made. There was some mention about it making an appearance in Game Pass. So if that holds true and they have it ready to launch that day, that would be awesome, as far as having a nice, I guess you could say, Christmas gift from Xbox to some extent.
Yeah.
But, I want to see some of the games that they had showed from E3 that haven't been in the preview program yet get a little bit more exposure, and maybe an ETA. Like I think one of them is The Last Night, which is kind of like a 8-bit kind of version of Cyberpunk to some extent, maybe.
Yeah, that game looked crazy. It was in the sizzle wheel, right? The ID at Xbox.
So hopefully there's some updates on that. I know that's probably at least a year away, maybe longer, but it'd be nice to at least get an idea that, hey, this is going to be like a late 2019 title or something to that effect. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they're going to talk about, Black Friday bundles, because not the holidays around the corner. But I'm expecting some fun stuff that will hopefully appeal to the hardcore, or not necessarily the hardcore, but the Xbox fans, what they've been looking for. So, at least a handful of games, first party, third party, or I guess it would be like third party setups, but and then some bundles, and then maybe a peek at some stuff for next year, like a behind the scenes type of thing before E3, and they can always go wall to the wall for E3.
Yeah,
I'm expecting something that, if it's going to be 2 hours and it's going to be, in Mexico, and they're getting this big,
like 20,000 people or something.
Yeah, that's not, inside Xbox level stuff. That if they were saying, oh, it's 200 people, then I would say maybe inside Xbox. But 20,000 people, that Not that those 20,000 people would riot at the end of it, but if they show at least something that makes it worth their while, or have something that's playable while they've gathered there. Yeah, Xbox would have to run and go into witness protection or something after that.
For sure. So I want to ask you guys a kind of an additional question to piggyback off of that. So starting with you, Nick. So Nick, what is one thing? Now, since we kind of talked about, what may be shown, what may not be shown, what is one thing that you have a really, really good, like you have essential, I feel like this actually is going to happen at EXO. Is there one thing that you think, like, I get a feeling that this is actually going to happen now? Is there anything that you can think of?
Ooh, man, I'm trying to think at this point. No, because like here's the deal. Microsoft is kind of gearing up. They're buying studios. They're getting ready for the next gen. We've kind of gotten hints. I remember that leak that came out a few months ago. I can't remember what it was exactly. Where the guy said that he saw something from Joanna Dark, and he sees a Return to Albion. I can't remember that leak that sort of came out, but it was kind of hinting that Xbox is working on these things. So I don't know. I don't know if I have a sense of what we're going to see, but what I do want to see is Fable. That's the one thing that I do want to see. That's the one thing that I hope to see. And the piggyback on something Fuzzy said, he mentioned Anthem. Now I do get a sense that we will see some Anthem here because Xbox has that marketing there. And we're getting like snippets from Anthem a little bit, but they're kind of like going underneath the radar a little bit. Like here's a little snippet here, here's a little snippet there. Like on my news app that I have, I see a little bit of snippets here, and you see the devs from Anthem like give out details, but they're not showing us anything. They're just saying, "Oh, the story's gonna be great. Oh, here the gameplay's gonna be great," but they're not showing us anything. I feel like since Xbox has the marketing, they'll show a lot of Anthem here at XO. So that's one thing I can almost say we will for sure see.
Okay, so Anthem, and I'd like to see more of Anthem as well. I think due to its proximity to it's already November, February is right around the corner. I'd like to see some extended gameplay of Anthem, because we've seen a little bit here and there, but mainly they've been showing 5, 6, 7-minute clips, of events and what's going on, kind of wetting our mouth, for the full version. But I'd like to see some extended gameplay from Anthem. Don't get me wrong, I'm probably buying that game day one. It's a lot of games being, that period of time, that day is crazy. You got what's it? You got Anthem. What else is coming out that day?
Metro
Exodus.
Well, they pushed back.
Days Gone, but Days Gone got pushed back.
Yeah.
There was, I think there's another game. Crackdown is another. So that day is crazy. It's like what, the 22nd or something of February, I believe. Yeah.
I mean, bro, from whenever Black Ops came out to Red Dead to pretty much March of next year, it's just going to be game after game after game after game after game coming out. Like, can any of our wallets handle it? Like, can anybody handle it at this point? I mean, I got a buddy named Rob Regal. He always says, news update, I'm still poor. And he talks about how he can't get all these games. Like, bruh, at this point, all these games coming out, like, I got to get a game share partner. And what's killing me for the most part is, like, yeah, man, like Anthem, Red Dead, Kingdom Hearts, we've already forgotten about that one, but that one's coming out as well.
Yeah.
It's just Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry. Jesus.
Division 2. Like, just so many. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is getting ready to come out. Or it's already came out. Yeah, I can't remember whichever one. But there's so many games, like, oh my goodness, it's just hard. It's going to be hard to afford every single one. You're going to have to pick and choose. And then, okay, this is going to go backlog. I'll get these later. I'll keep this when this is on sale. It's rough, but yeah, man, I'm excited for XO for sure. I'm excited to see what Xbox has. Like I told you guys, I'm the guy in the Nintendo community because, like, you have Nintendo community is like they're like Nintendo and Sony fans for the most part, and they like to bash Xbox. I'm that one guy that's sitting here in the bushes, like waiting to pop out and be like, look, I told you so. So I'm hoping for big news here at this XO. I really am.
Cool. What about you, Fuzz? One thing, man. I feel like we've talked about this before on the podcast. I'm pretty sure we covered this, but one thing you're pretty certain that's going to happen. You're like, okay, this is probably 90% sure it's going to happen.
Okay, the one thing I'm pretty certain on, only because of timing, is that they're going to show Forza Horizon 4 DLC, like the expansion pack.
Okay.
Guts telling me it's going to be something cops and robbers related, possibly. Hoping or I think. Well, I mean, they already have the outfits in the game. You have the siren in the game, but they've had that for a while.
Yeah.
But I've been playing around with playing a patrol car and scaring people half to death on the highway. So I can totally see that being something that they could do in an expansion. And if not, whatever it is, it's going to blow our minds. Just because the past few DLCs they've come out with have. But that's the only one that I can say with some sort of certainty that might make an appearance.
Yeah.
But what I would like to see, or at least hear about, even if it's a year away, is Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell. Oh well.
I've heard it's been worked on and then scrapped and then worked on and then tested and then worked on some more. And then I remember Giev or whatever the guy's name is, like head of Ubisoft or something, say that it won't be this generation. And then he was like, well, there's something.
Wasn't there an Easter egg for it in Assassin's Creed? Some kind of Easter egg?
I think there's an Easter egg in Assassin's Creed. There was one in Ghost Recon. There was they've had the outfits in just about all of their games. Like even in Far Cry, they've had the Splinter Cell outfit and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's one of those they need to make. And considering that Xbox has had kind of an exclusive with some of their titles before in the past, it would make sense to, debut it or at least make some sort of whisper announcement about it at XO, unless they're going to wait until E3. But there's something going on in the background that they need to at least shed some light on for Splinter Cell.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And we got Invader in the building. You snuck yourself in here, brother. How you doing today, man?
Hey, fellas. Hope everyone's doing well. I just decided to, do a little sneaky invasion, as I put it.
Awesome. Glad to have you, man. So everybody in the chat, say hello to Invader, one of my good friends here, great gamer. He does have a YouTube channel that will be linked in the description as below, guys. So please go follow him and check him out as well. If you subscribe to me, please go subscribe to him. Nick Tendo as well. Both of those guys are great gamers. So I want to throw that question to you as well, Invader. Is there anything in XO you're like, okay, I'm like 90% sure this is going to happen? Anything you think is going to go down?
Well, I would like to be on the side of caution, first of all. Like, I hear, like, I've seen over the past couple of weeks, people make a lot of bold statements and predictions about what's going to be showing off here. A lot of people think it's going to be like E3. I don't think it's going to be, obviously that big or grandeur. No. I think we'll see a whole bunch of smaller announcements and maybe like a couple of little surprises that we may be expecting or not expecting. I believe we'll see like Game Pass announcements because obviously the Xbox Game Pass Twitter has been secretly hinting at a few things over the past couple of days. I wouldn't be surprised if PUBG got put in there. The timing would be appropriate. Not only that, but a whole bunch of like other third-party announcements as well with regards to Game Pass. What else? I know you guys were talking about Ashen getting announced or officially with a date and coming to Game Pass. I would not be surprised if that happened, as well as Below, because that's a game that is rumored to be coming out very soon. I think the studio Capybara had mentioned that. Yeah. So those games are they should be coming very soon. As far as other announcements, just other stuff that they've hinted about over the past couple of months, like mouse and keyboard support. They got to talk about that, along with, I wouldn't be surprised about some mouse and keyboard games as well. Like, we haven't heard or seen anything about Age of Empires for the longest time. And, wouldn't it be nice to see that, like, kind of showing off at this kind of stage with a mouse and keyboard announcement? Because that's a PC-centric game series. Crackdown is definitely going to be showing off, so we got to see the whole grandeur of it. Yeah, the multiplayer.
They just remember there was somebody tweeted out. I don't know if you saw it, Invader, but somebody tweeted out that they reverted back to the 100% destruction or something like that's coming back at this point. Now that they put that back in the game, so hopefully we get to see some of that. I don't know how true that was, but hopefully.
Well, you have to understand that one of the reasons why this has happened, like why it's taken so long to develop, is because CloudGen, the cloud streaming service that was like supposed to be in this game for the destruction capabilities, it was acquired by, I think, Epic Games like a year or maybe a year and a half ago. So that kind of threw a wrench into like the destruction capabilities, and I think Sumo Digital had to like really work around that and like implement their own technology into it and just kind of work it into the game. I think that's why it's taken they've had to basically go back to the drawing board, I think, with it. But yeah, we'll definitely see the game showing off for sure. Maybe even hopefully we get like a super solid release date on that, because I can't remember if it actually had like a solid February release date. Is it like February 22nd or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully that doesn't slip. I mean, even if it slipped by like a week or two, I wouldn't really care, as long as it's like still within that period. Whatever, I just want to see that game come out because I'm really looking forward to it. I've been excited for it. I always thought it looked pretty good, but hopefully with the amount of time that they've put into it by now, it looks like fantastic. I can't wait to see that sucker finally after so long.
Yeah, same here. That thing has been, Crackdown for me has been a trial for me as far as like just tested patience, because I almost gave up on that game at one point. I literally almost mentally gave up. Like, okay, you know what? It is what it is. When it comes out, if I'm even interested at that point, then I'll look at it. But so I'm back on board though. I think that the game's gonna be fun. At the very least, I think it's gonna be fun. I don't know about anything else, but it does look like it's gonna be incredibly fun at the very least. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic. Let's go ahead and keep this train moving. Now, once again, guys, if you're filing in, please drop a like on the video below. Just let us know, say hello as you kind of jump in here as well. We love to have you here. So let's move on. Now, I like to throw in really, really fun topics. I don't like to do the traditional show. It's 50 million podcasts a week. We talk about the same shit. So I like to throw a lot of different things in here. So I want to cover something that is kind of going to make you guys think. I'm pretty sure it is. So most outrageous, untrue rumors this generation. Rumors that we heard, like, oh man, we were like almost damn near sure. This is probably a question for if you were around early in the generation, but what are some of the most untrue rumors, the funniest untrue rumor you've heard? Like something that you're like, okay, well, and then it came out, I was like, okay, that wasn't even close to being true. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, Nick. It could be any system, doesn't matter, just a rumor you may have heard that came and you're like, well, what the hell? And it was confirmed to be like so far from the truth that it wasn't even funny. So anything for you, like the most untrue rumor you've heard?
Man, right. Well, I can't think of like one, but recently I can think of a big troll rumor because everybody in the Nintendo community has been asking for Waluigi to be in Super Smash Bros. For a while now. They keep asking, please put Waluigi in Super Smash Bros. Please put Goku in Super Smash Bros. Everybody's been asking, everybody's been talking and all this stuff. And then what did Nintendo do this past weekend? They went ahead and put the plant in the game before they put Waluigi or Goku in the game. And they had people just living. I laughed when I saw that, dude. I laughed so hard. I could not believe like they went ahead and put the plant in the game before they put Waluigi.
That's the ultimate troll.
It's just funny to me.
Yeah. So okay, cool. That was pretty funny. I did see that. A lot of people were pissed. Like, we want Waluigi, we get a plant. That's all we're getting. So that shit was pretty funny. Shout out to Nintendo for that. That was hilarious. But Invader, man, it's on you, man. So think of any rumor you can think of. It's like, okay, this shit is way too left field to even be true. Anything you can think of?
Let's see. Besides a 4K Nintendo Switch, honestly, just I remember way at the beginning of the generation with the Xbox One, just not being able to like, how do you put it? Like there was a lot of like false stuff going around about it that you wouldn't like. There's still to this day people that you think that like you can't like trade in your games and stuff like that, Literally to this day there are people who think that you can't trade in, like that's how much false information has been going around. It's just like,
gosh,
yeah, literally it's just like, dude. Yeah, and it's like honestly, where does this information come from? It's like, of course, everybody's been doing that since day one on the system, and it's like, hey, you could thank the media sites, I guess, for propagating that, and then it gets transferred down. But like, there's been a lot of false stuff going around. Actually, good topic too, because I don't hear too many people talking about like, the misinformation.
Yo, I do got one now, dude. You remember a few years back, IGN and the Legend of Zelda movie trailer that they put out? You remember that, dude? And I thought it was so real, and it was an April Fool's joke, dude. You want to know the look on my face when how mad I was? And come to find out that was a 100% troll April Fool's joke. Yo, I was
that is hilarious.
Bro, I did not want to leave my house. My girlfriend, like, what's wrong with you? I was like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, that was a big one for me, dude. I remember, that's when it did.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Me.
Now, before I get to you, Fuzzy, I kind of want to throw one out there for me. There's a bunch that I can think of. Man, where do I start? Oh, I remember when it was hilarious. This is something that, as a sports fan, I was super pissed off about this, okay? Now, we've been asking for another football game outside of Madden for a long time. A lot of gamers have, right? Yeah. And I remember when fucking Joe Montana tweeted out a picture. He was on the Microsoft campus doing like screen capture, and everybody went crazy. Oh my God, Xbox is making an exclusive football game. Joe Montana's going to be in it. Oh my God, it's about time we get another football game. It's going to be crazy. And there was all these like, man, that thing was a damn like cell phone game or something.
Yeah.
I was so pissed off because I don't play Madden. I haven't played Madden for probably 5 or 6 years. I haven't been happy with the game at all. I've heard it's gotten a lot better, but I was pissed off on that. So I was like, really? Like, is that really what you're gonna do? So go ahead, Fuzzy. You got anything?
Well, Invader hit one of the main ones I was thinking of as far as like the you can't play used games on it. But there was also around that same time that the Kinect was spying on you. But yet that's part of that same tech now is part of your iPhone. But without sounding like a conspiracy theorist, your iPhone already spies on you with Facebook's app. So that's a whole other story. But man, yeah, just
there's a lot.
The Kinect was the big one about the spying and the DRM stuff. But trying to think,
There's been a ton.
Time when there was a rumor about a boxing game, EA making another fight night, and I really wish it was even if they just made like create your own characters or just use no-name character models and stuff like that, I would be fine with that. But I guess because of licensing and individual
expensive
and things.
Floyd made it impossible for them to ever make a freaking basketball. For them to ever make a freaking boxing game ever again. He wants like $10 million to put his face in the damn game. Something crazy. So I don't know if that's the issue, but yeah, you said the licensing was the biggest problem. So I'm super pissed off we haven't got a boxing game. There's like no reason we shouldn't have one.
Yeah.
Like to me, there's no reason we shouldn't have one. So that's pretty funny though. But there's been a lot of rumors, and let us know in the chat as well if there's any rumors that we may have missed, because I think that's pretty funny. It's been so many. We could probably go on with that all day. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, guys. This is kind of a funny one. This is something I just recently saw. Actually, I believe it was early this morning. Shout out to Jamie Moran. But I saw him tweet out a list of PS4 and Xbox and lifetime sales of the highest selling games for both consoles over this generation. And it was pretty shocking to me. I don't know if you guys seen that list, but it was pretty shocking to me that not multi-class dominated, but Call of Duty dominated for the most part. I think they were on both sides of the list. I think 3 through 5 was all Call of Duty. I think then one was like GTA, I believe. So multi-class dominated, not surprised there. But what were you guys surprised at the list? I want to go ahead and start with you, Fuzzy. Did you get a chance to see it, and were you pretty surprised when you did see it?
I wasn't surprised because people always talk about exclusives or the reason why they buy the console, but there's a lot of people that just buy it for a particular game, and they may not have a particular allegiance to the exclusives attached to that platform.
Yeah.
But like if they just see a bundle and it's got Madden or if it's got Call of Duty, that's a done deal for them. They got the console and the game, one package. That's probably the only game they'll get for probably a year or two. And it's, it is what it is. But I'm not surprised that multiplats are the, the main things that sell, because multiplats, even if you're not on the same console, if you go to the office or if you're still in school and you go to school the next day and talk about that particular game, someone else is going to want to look up that game, and they may not get the same console, but they'll at least get that game and get a console with it. So it's kind of expected. But some of the titles that were like, I think it was Halo and God of War were
crazy. Yeah,
the main exclusives. And
that's crazy.
Kind of makes sense. Although I would have thought Uncharted may have topped God of War, but
Spider-Man was not there either as big as that game was. I mean, it was fairly recently this year, but maybe it'll get there at one point. But I was actually pretty surprised as big as the opening was. So
yeah, but those lists, that's kind of what expected. Although if you ask the most extreme of the radicals, I guess you could say, for gaming wars or console wars, they would probably say, oh, those multi-plats don't count. That, I mean, they probably came in the bundle. That's why, type of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So, kind of piggyback off of that before I get to you, Invader. So I mean, this whole exclusive versus multi-plat thing. So I mean, remember when Phil didn't? Remember when Xbox didn't renew the Call of Duty deal, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" And everybody has this huge emphasis on exclusives. That's been the main thing, especially the last probably year and a half for Xbox. Lack of exclusives apparently, people are saying. But it's kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that say that act like they don't play Fortnite, like they don't play Call of Duty, like they don't play Battlefield, like they don't play GTO. So I think it's pretty ironic that people say, oh yeah, well, I mean, it's not, exclusives, exclusive sell consoles. Well, why is everybody else besides you playing Fortnite and Call of Duty? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But Invader, what do you think of the list? Did you get a chance to see it?
Yeah, actually, I'm staring at it right now. I peeked at it earlier, but no, it's very interesting. A lot of it's expected. Grand Theft Auto 5 has been, I mean, heck, it's still selling. I mean, I have no idea how it's doing now with Red Dead 2 out, but I mean, that game, like, it just wouldn't stop selling. Like, it's done great. Like, nobody can stop it. Look how many Call of Duty games are on the list for both PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, that's not crazy. To be. I'm not surprised, but even like Infinite Warfare, it's like
that was the one that had the most disliked video on YouTube. Was the Infinite Warfare trailer? I'm surprised that one is up there at all.
Yeah, actually, and it's even like there's a few surprises. I mean, okay, besides like. I'm actually surprised that Battlefield 1 is below Infinite Warfare on the Xbox side, just because, I mean, it had a strong push, Battlefield 1, from Xbox with marketing, and Infinite Warfare didn't really, do very well in the, like, marketing eyes. So it's very interesting. And also, if you look at the Xbox One, like, okay, and PlayStation 4, you got God of War, which, okay, that makes a lot of sense, and Halo 5 Guardians on Xbox One, which, I mean, that makes some sense too. But then you look at, I was actually surprised to see this on Xbox One, Destiny 2 being up there, and then PlayStation 4, which has heavy Destiny marketing, it's not on there.
I didn't catch that. Wow. I didn't catch that. Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, that's a good point. That is very, very surprising.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's at number 9 on Xbox One, but still, I mean, that is a very interesting, I'd be curious to see what the data would be on that, like with further research, but as to why that would be the case. And then you look at Fallout 4 selling very well on Xbox One at number 10, and then it's not even on PlayStation 4, and that's a huge Bethesda game as well. Yeah. And I know Xbox One had, I believe, the marketing for Fallout 4, but still, like, that's just very interesting to me, a huge Bethesda RPG being on there. And yeah, I mean, there's a few things you could dissect here, but there's a lot of multi-plats, and I'm just curious to see that some multi-plats doing better on Xbox One than PlayStation 4, to be honest.
That Destiny one is definitely left field. I would have never expected. I didn't catch it right away. I'm glad you brought that up, because I have to look over it, and I don't have it right in front of me, but I looked at it earlier and I completely missed that. I didn't catch the Destiny. That is very surprising, considering that, I mean, when Destiny, it's Destiny 1 or 2 on the list. It's 2, right?
It's Destiny 2, but I'm surprised either Destiny 1 or 2 are not on the PlayStation list.
Yeah, and it's especially considering when Destiny first was announced, a lot of people didn't even think it was on Xbox at all. They thought it was exclusive for PlayStation. So That is pretty damn surprising. So we go ahead and bounce this on to you, Nick. What do you think? Have you gotten a chance to see the list?
I haven't got a chance to see the list. I have not. But I mean, doesn't it make sense, like you said, that multi-plats would dominate the sales? Just think about it. Like when you're younger, and let's say you only play Madden or you only play 2K or you only play Call of Duty, you only play the big multi-plat games, and you grow up and you've had a PlayStation your whole life. You think you're going to switch over to Xbox when you only play, Madden or 2K or Call of Duty? No, you're going to stay on that platform. Yeah. And so it makes sense that, that these multiplats are dominating the sales. And, it goes to show that in that sense, it does show that exclusives would drive sales for the most part, I guess you could say, because, PlayStation has them more sales on it and they have more exclusives. I guess you could say that. But in the end, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter because you're going to play what you want to play, regardless if you want the exclusives or not. And it shows right there, that people are more likely going to play the big games. We just started off the show talking about Red Dead. That's a multi-plat. You know what I mean? They mentioned, you mentioned Bethesda games, multi-plat. So, I mean, it's just, I didn't see the list, but this doesn't surprise me at all that this is happening because, people are going to play, in the end, they're going to play what they want to play. They're not going to be just playing God of War. You know what I mean? Like, and who does that anyway? You know what I mean? Like, who says, oh, I have a PlayStation, but I'm only going to play God of War. I'm only going to play Uncharted.
Nobody at all. Nobody.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, it's just funny to me.
And and you know what the funny thing about it, I want to kind of piggyback off that God of War thing. So we kind of harp on, and I feel like you've said this before, Fuzzy, during the show. We kind of harp on the fact that Xbox doesn't have these, or some people, not I won't say we like us four, but some people harp on the fact that Xbox doesn't have these single player experiences, these exclusives that grab you and drag you into the story with these characters. Why doesn't Sony have a single player exclusive that has any simile of a multiplayer experience? You know what I'm saying? So. I guess you can look at both sides of the coin. Look at God of War. It's kind of piggybacking off what you were saying about people play it. Nobody buys it and says, "Hey, I'm just gonna play that." Like nobody, nobody ever does that.
They tried once.
They tried it. They tried it.
They tried Killzone.
Exactly. That as well as what was it? Uncharted had multiplayer for a while, and that just was like a fucking add-on.
I guess it just comes down to the audience. I guess most of the people that like Sony and like those exclusives and those single players, they're not really much for playing multiplayer games. You know what I mean? I think that's what it really comes down to. I mean, me growing up, I played Nintendo and then I played Xbox if I want to play Halo and my shooters. So that's just how it was growing up, and I just think it's just how it is.
Yeah. So shout out to Shunsu. He said something here in the chat. He said, not really surprised, but surprised that Xbox sells so many. He said, we're the 80 million. So that is surprising that, the data is, there are certain games like the Destiny thing is super surprising. That definitely caught me off guard. But yeah, I mean, we're splitting hairs at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, people are gonna buy what they want, play what they want. Multi-plats dominate. I know they ripped Phil a while ago. Remember when Phil came out and said, "Hey, single exclusives aren't really we don't really look at them." I think I'm paraphrasing here. You guys remember what Phil said about exclusives and multi-plats? Remember when he came out and said? He didn't say they didn't matter. He just kind of said that, multi-plats are more important than exclusives.
Well, I know he was also talking about like the single player games weren't as hard, or they weren't the single player weren't as prevalent or as hard hitting as like some of the multiplayers out there. Just because of their appeal beyond the initial story, but. I know he got roasted for that, and people are like, "Oh, he's done with single player games and such." But
but he's not the only person who's ever said that. EA came out and said that. Remember?
True.
When did they say that?
EA pretty much said that they were going to be just pretty much single player was dying, and they were going to figure out how to monetize all their games in multiplayer. That was like a big deal. Like, and that's why you see them trying to implement all these loot boxes and microtransactions in their games. Like that's been everybody's biggest fear with Anthem. Like they've already come out and said we would much rather worry about multiplayer games because those are the future and how we can bring those to fans more so than single player games. And that's just kind of the way they've been going.
Mm-hmm.
There's a truth to that statement, though. There's a truth to that.
I mean, there is a truth.
It's not a lie.
What's the biggest game right now? What's the biggest game right now in the world right now? Fortnite. That's a multiplayer game, and I mean, and they monetize that. So I mean, there is a lot of sense to that. Single player games are still there; people still do enjoy them. But when you get online and like, we're gonna play a game together, or we're gonna play God of War together, and but what part are you on, dude? No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna get on Call of Duty, or we're gonna get on PUBG or Fortnite or whatever, and play together. And that's just the way it is.
Good point. Good point. So we're gonna go ahead and answer a question or two. So once again, Chad, if you guys have any questions, let us know. Drop them in the chat. We'll go ahead and answer as many as we can before we wrap things up. We got a few minutes left here. Thank you guys for all coming out as well. So I know Shonsu, I know you had a question earlier on, and I don't want to forget about it, brother. Here we go. He said, and this is for the panel. He said, do you guys want to see an Elite 2.0 controller this generation, or should Microsoft just wait until next gen? So I'm gonna start with you, Invader. Is that something that you want to see this generation? Is it Elite 2.0?
Well, here's the thing for me. Over the past few years, they've rolled out not just the Elite controller, but a whole bunch of other controllers. And hey, you know, I can appreciate them doing, like, you know, putting out a product line, and a lot of it looks kind of nice. However, you know, I own an Elite controller. I don't see myself really looking for to get another one personally. I mean, it costs like about $100. No, sorry, $200 Canadian. Anyways, like, it's an expensive thing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty expensive. Well, with tax and everything, and here we pay for a little bit extra, like when it comes to games, controllers, so on and so forth. But honestly, like, I just rather they wait until next gen if they can, like, wait a few years, because, you know, there's been a lot of issues reported from community members where people have taken pictures of their Elite controllers, and like the little like the rubbering is kind of like coming off, and like, honestly, like, and I think like they just released the what is it, the white Elite controller recently, and it's just like, I just wish that they would settle down with the whole controller thing and just wait until they can work out the kinks with the Elite controller and make an Elite controller too. Give it a couple of years and just, you know, make it the best thing you can. Don't rush anything out. So honestly, my hope is that they just take some time, and I don't think that we need it right now, personally.
Okay, cool. Hey, okay. So what about you, Fuzz? I know you've been looking forward to that Elite 2.0. You've been talking about it for the last few months, man. So what do you think?
It's mainly because I'm on my third Elite. Now, the first one I damaged on my own by not realizing that you didn't have to push and hold to run into division. So I had the thumbstick wander. Exchanged it. It was under warranty.
Made that mistake.
We
all made that mistake in the division.
Yeah. And then when I got the second one, I think it was, and I'm figuring because of the battery charger that I had it on, the amount of heat that generated over time, I think the heat was affecting the rubber grips. And I guess anybody that has that rubber grip issue, it seems like the heat, or any type of heat, whether it's from your hands or from the charger, seems to make that glue wear away a lot faster. So right now, being on my third one, having the same rubber grip issue, that's the main reason why I want a new one. But a new one that's been updated, where either that's just like a textured plastic that still has that non-slip type surface, or something along those lines. But that's the main reason why I wanted 2.0, because I don't want to just go ahead, because I'm actually thinking about going to the Microsoft store, since it's almost a year from when I got my X1X with that controller. What do you call them? GameStop had a deal where you trade in a controller and you get like the Elite for $50 or something. But I want to get another Elite that's got the updated version of the rubber grips, or something to replace the rubber grips and not have that problem happen again. That's the only thing.
Cool. And another thing too, Invader, I know you mentioned that you said you wish they just kind of slow down and kind of wait. You got to remember that, I mean, there's no, this is like kind of new. I mean, there's really nobody else that attempted to make like a, I mean, there's other people, like Nintendo has a Pro controller, but a scuff level controller, like there's no, so this is like their first foray into doing something like that, and I know you understand that. But it's just like I said, I did. Xbox has, like, they pumped out a ton of controllers this generation, a ton of versions, colorways. They got the ID controllers. They got, obviously the Elite, as we're talking about today. I mean, I can wait on it, but I mean, it'd be nice if we see this generation. I'm not like, I don't feel like it's a pressing matter. The Elite was a great product, a great accessory. It was well worth the money, and I still think it is to this day. Especially if you want to take gaming seriously, you want that extra edge. If you're that serious of a gamer, it's cheaper than a SCUF controller. You can pay $300-$400 for a SCUF, when the Elite can do pretty much the same thing. So I still think it's a great option for people that want to take their game to the next level. I know it sounds like a commercial, but I think that it's a great option for those kind of people. But Nick, what do you think? Do you think they should wait on the accessory, the Elite 2.0, and not put it out this generation?
Well, that all just depends. I think Xbox, as far as their controller design goes, I think they're in a perfect spot. Like, I think this Xbox One controller is probably the best controller ever designed, and that's my opinion.
Better than the 360?
Yeah, I think it's a lot better than 360. Dude, I put a 360 controller in my hand the other day, and I was like, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good nearly as well as the Xbox controller does. Yeah, man. So I think it's the best one. So it just depends, like, are they going to redesign their controller for next gen, or are they going to keep this design moving forward? And I think that will determine whether they come out with an Elite 2.0 or whatever. Here's my deal. I would like for them to come out with Elite 2.0 now, because you've heard the issues that people have had with their Elite controllers, with the grips coming off and things breaking, and I feel like they could improve on that. Me personally, I will not be a controller because I have kids, and you cannot have nice things when you have kids in the house, especially kids that play Xbox and play Nintendo. My kids have already destroyed 2 of my Joy-Cons on my Switch already, so that will not be happening in my house. Just only imagine me having a $200 Xbox controller and all of a sudden it's broken. You know what I mean?
Keep that thing in the vault.
I've already had to buy a $80 pair of Joy-Cons. So and I was already mad about that. Man, if I had an Elite controller and they break that, I don't know what would happen. But for me personally, no, don't need one. But I really do think they need to, reconcile that issue, because I've heard tons of issues with people in their Elite controllers, as far as just cosmetically and buttons breaking and stuff like that.
Nice. So we got one more question, guys, and we're going to go ahead and wrap everything up. Once again, thank you for you guys coming today. So shout out to King James for dropping the question in the chat. He said, I'm hyped for Super Smash Bros. So my question is, what character from any game series would you guys want in the game? And I feel like we covered this before, but just for shits and giggles, we're going to go ahead and go over it one more time. So we're going to start with you, Nintendo, I'm sorry, since you're the resident Nintendo guy here. So what any game, any franchise, any console, what character would you like in Smash?
Any game. Okay, so I'm not gonna really name any PlayStation games, because they already had their Battle Royale game that came out, so I'm not gonna name a lot of from there because they kind of covered their stuff. But I would like to see somebody already said Master Chief. That's a good one. I would like to see Banjo-Kazooie, and I'm still got my fingers crossed for that. I really would like to see Banjo-Kazooie in Smash. I think they would be a perfect fit for that game. And then one more for me, the one that I want from Square Enix 2, Sora from Kingdom Hearts, and Chrono from Chrono Trigger.
Okay, interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that. Definitely not have guessed it. Okay, cool. Good choice. What about you, Invader? Anybody, man? Anybody you can think of?
Well, like Nick, I would love to see Banjo-Kazooie, and when I saw the rumors were kind of squashed about them not being in there.
That hurt your feelings. That hurt my feelings for you. I was so upset.
Well, here's the thing. You never know what the DLC will have, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Especially when they kind of hinted, we got to build these from scratch. They won't be Echo Fighters. So everybody keep your fingers crossed.
How do you know? Right? I mean, especially when Phil was so open to it the other day. So we'll see. But honestly, hey, if they're not going to have Banjo-Kazooie, why not ukulele?
Yeah.
That would be interesting. They would fit. They would definitely fit in. They're basically a Banjo-Kazooie clone, so why not? And I don't know. I would love to see even another rare character let's see, Conker, for example.
Conker would be perfect.
Yeah.
Conker, he fits. Yeah. He fits. They got some pretty risque characters in there, so why not Conker, right? He would fit. Well. But otherwise, I don't know, even some more you could even have I would love to see, honestly, a Battletoad in there as well. Why not?
Yeah. Good choice. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna go next, I guess, before I let Fuzzy wrap everything up here. Master Chief, obviously, I think that's a given for all of us. We'd love to see him in the game. I think it would be cool just to see him. And I think everybody, as Nintendo fans, would be really, really, awesome to be able to play with him. Let's see who else. Let's see who else that would fit. I don't know. May have to come back to me on this one. I thought I had something. Okay, let's go ahead and let Fuzzy go. Give me a little couple minutes to think about this. But Fuzzy, you got anybody you'd love to see in the game?
Master Chief is the obvious answer, but I'm thinking, and it's just only because of the timing and it being our latest exclusive for now. The Mugman and Cuphead.
Ooh,
wow.
That's a good one, dude. You know what? That's a great one.
That's a good one.
Put that to the top of my list because that is great. And they could be like an ice climber, sort of, not Echo Fighter, but they could be just like ice climbers. That is sick. I like
wow.
Oh, God.
They would be unique too. They would be unique. Wow.
Kudos to you, bro.
Yeah.
Kudos to you because that's a good one.
Man, that would because I remember ice climbers and that would be like a you know kind of that would be dope. That would be perfect. Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that one. I think we're gonna go ahead and end it on that. I think we're gonna wrap this bad boy up.
Bodied everybody's idea right there. Just bodied them.
Yeah, Cuphead would be perfect. Cuphead would be perfect. So yeah, even James said, "Damn, that's a good one in the chat." So even he was excited about that one. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw my Master Chief. I can't think of anybody else. Cuphead was amazing. That was left field. I wouldn't even ever thought of Cuphead, but that's perfect. So we're just gonna go ahead and wrap everything up, guys. It was a great show today. Thank you guys for everybody stopping in. Once again, on your way out, say hello, say goodbye, drop a like as well on the video. I'm gonna let everybody here on the panel let you guys know in the chat where they can find you. So I'm gonna sit and start with you, Invader. Let everybody know where they can find you, G.
All right. Well, first, thanks for having me on, Blam. It's always great being on the show. I love the Shop podcast. You got a great crew here. Fuzzy, you're a wonderful character to have. Great guy in the community. Nintendo, I love your stuff, man. Keep it up. I really like your Nintendo stuff and whatnot. Like, you got an awesome channel. And thanks for everybody coming out in the chat. You guys are like really awesome and positive, and keep it up. Thanks for showing up to the community cast. Of course, you guys can find me at my channel, Invader Gaming. Twitter at Invader_1986. And of course, you guys can find me on the Game Dosage podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays.
Cool. All right, man. Follow him too, guys. If you subscribe to me, please go subscribe to Invader. He has a great channel. The podcast is amazing. I'm a huge fan of his. So thank you I know you dropped in a little late, but thank you for taking a little bit of time today, Invader, to hang out, man.
Anytime.
It's always a good time to have you on. So my other guest, Nick, go ahead and shout out yourself, brother. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Oh, man. Yep. Nintendo Direct. I do a daily show. So I do like a daily news show. It's sort of like a radio / I guess something you would see. That's the vibe I'm going for. Where I do it daily, so we cover gaming news, pop culture news, and then every so often I have a segment where I sort of interview another YouTuber and we talk about just things about YouTube that we like, that we don't like, how we go through our process, stuff like that. And then Wednesdays I do an anime show and we talk about this season that's going on right now. We're in a fall season, so we talk about the shows like Fairy Tail, Goblin Slayer, Tokyo Ghoul, stuff like that's happening right now. We're going to kind of go over those. And then every Sunday I have my own podcast, Nintendo Direct podcast, and that is at Sunday at 9-10 p.m. Eastern, and that only lasts about an hour or so. And so you can find me at youtube.com /Nintendo Direct. Now that's where I am, and just come by if you want to see those daily streams. They're always a good time.
Awesome, and thank you for being on the show as well. I know I hit you up a little late too, and thank you for spending a little bit of time here today, man. It's always fun to have you on the show. Once again, guys, please go subscribe to Nintendo. He has a great channel, great show, great podcast. He's doing a lot of different things in the community. So I don't follow a lot of Nintendo specific channels. He is one of the very few that I follow because of what he does. So please go follow him as well. Drop and subscribe on his channel. Thank you once again, Nick, for showing up here today. No problem. So Fuzzy, Mr. Unassuming himself, guys. You were out of the cave. I was able to drag you out of the cave today to get you on the podcast. But go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you.
Great show today. Thank Nick and Invader for coming to join us. Always great talking games with you guys. You can always find me on Twitter or Xbox Live or PSN, Fuzzy_Belvedere or Fuzzy Belvedere Fuzzy Space Belvedere on Xbox Live. Most of the time playing Forza or falling asleep streaming, or actually trying to watch my boys play Red Dead Redemption 2 for these past couple of days. But yeah, it's great having you guys. Great being on here, Blam. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody.
Not a problem. And shout out to Zalker as well, man. You guys know Zalker is a member of the podcast. He's here every week. He got stuck at work today, so I know he's probably listening or watching, or he's going to catch it a little bit later. Shout out to you, Zalker. I know you'll be back at some point in time. Probably next week, guys. We'll have him on the show. By the way, guys, next week is going to be a packed show, so you're not going to want to miss it, okay? Next week, I'm going to have a bunch of people in here. It's probably going to be at least 6 people. So please. Yeah, it's going to be a bunch of people in there next week. So we have a bunch of people. So this is going to be a big show next week. I'm gearing up for it. So if you guys have not subscribed, please do that so you guys don't miss that show. But last but not least, my own self, PTK Blam. Follow me on Twitter at PTK Blam there. PTK Blam on Xbox Live. If you guys want to play some games, hit me up, send me a message. And on YouTube as well here. Just follow the channel, subscribe. Thank you guys for coming out. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. We're out of here. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.
Later.
Yes, sir.